I guess it does follow sort of the model of enshittification. Why have a cool, really fucking iconic logo, you know, that people will recognize for generations in either direction, when instead you could pay some marketing fucks and like consultants millions of dollars one time to completely destroy your company's visual artistic legacy. Yeah, I was just going over how like Kayla Furry, welcome back. I was just going over how like how funny it is because I hate MSNBC because they fired my boy Mehdi Hassan for doing actual journalism. Uh, uh, yeah, make diabetes. That's true. Make heart disease. They fucking changed their logo from the actual like the NBC logo, like MSNBC, to this shit. And it's like, yeah, we're distancing our branding uh uh from NBC, the parent company, Pepsi logo. Yeah, we were just looking at that. Pepsi's got some good logos. Not the 1898 one. I actually don't know what they were doing with this one. And then this one is absolute shit. And I was kind of explaining how like this, I feel like this is a PDF for the logo. Hold up. Okay, let me look this up. Oh no. Okay, here, hold on. Let me side quest incoming. Yeah, this is a side quest. Pepsi logo redesign brand manual from 2008 is the most hysterical professional document I've ever seen. This will make you laugh your ass off by the time you get to the end. It actually starts out really cool, using the golden rule to begin a logo design, pulling from historic Pepsi designs, then becomes more and more pretentious and absurd as this million dollar document unfolds. Keep scrolling through and I can't stop laughing. Okay, let's start. 27 pages? All right, shit, let's do it. I'm gonna hopefully this will contribute to my point how like value, even if it's just the purely aesthetic value, it's useful to picture it here, is being removed from society by consultants who get a fat paycheck for doing so, and everything gets made worse, and this is simply a visual symptom of that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Brand ethos. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. That there's the new logo. Okay. So, going origins of creative endeavors. Okay, 1910, 1970, 2009. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Bro, this is lore that I did not. What the fuck is this? Golden rule to design a logo. Okay. That feel when you fail a physics or math degree, get stuck in a consultancy job. Bro, that goes. I feel like that's such a direct call out for the fucking people that made this document. Okay, so you got some shit. Uh-huh, yin and yang. This definitely pertains to Pepsi. Iconic geometry. Uh-huh. Kind of looks like it's being eaten by a generative AI. A little bit, maybe. Okay. It's got different bottles. Okay, very good. Shape of the bottle. So far, so something. You the fuck? Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're breaking down how the geometry, the basic geometry, it gets so unhinged the more you read it. I haven't been reading super closely. Uh, okay, so this logo, which I don't like so much, they maintained a lot of the geometry for the next logo. Okay, perimeter oscillations, 1906. Uh huh. Pepsi geometry. Oh, is this where the fucking circle thing comes from? Oh, all right. We're starting to get into mental illness territory with how many circles you're drawing. All right, now you got that thing. Okay, 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 okay. That's a lot of circles, probably more than you need. Uh huh. I. All right. 1971. 1991. 1998. Okay, these are the logos that we've seen. Okay, towards innovation, projecting Pepsi's future, applying universal laws to establish a blueprint for the brand. Let me actually rewind and maybe read a little bit of this. I feel like I'm missing the lore. In convention to innovation. These people love fucking saying innovation when they're like destroying their company's branding or doing like any number of things that are objectively bad. Like none of this takes into account Pepsi death squads and shit. Okay. Investment in our DNA leads to breakthrough innovation, allows us to move us out of the traditional linear system into the future. Wow, they drew a line that goes in a different direction. Discontinued investment for us with a clear resource for reinvention. I don't know what this is meant to convey, but all right. The vocabulary of... Oh my fucking god. Okay. The person that wrote this is barely a human being. The Pepsi ethos has evolved over time. The vocabulary of truth and simplicity is a reoccurring phenomena. Brother, you failed English. Is a reoccurring phenomena? My fucking brother in Christ. The singular of this is phenomenon. Singular. Eat shit. I'm smarter than you. It communicates the brand in a timeless manner with the expression of clarity. Pepsi breathtaking builds on this knowledge. I assume that's like the code name for this document. True innovation always begins by investigating a historic path. Going back to the roots moves the brand forward as it changes the trajectory of the future. Yeah, paid millions of dollars. Fucking middle school level spelling mistake. Universal design principles. Breathtaking is a strategy based on the evolution of 5,000 plus years of shared ideas in design philosophy, creating an authentic constitution of design. This chart documents the origin and evolution of intellectual property. The classic projecting the capitalistic notion of intellectual property back in time. Little do these fuckers know that branding is something that predates capitalism, actually. Visual symbology is not something that capitalism invented, thank you. But given that this guy clearly didn't pass middle school English, I don't expect him to know that, I guess. Euclid, okay, yep, Euclidean geometry. People's brains cannot escape capitalism. Well, this guy sure can't, because he's the engine of capitalism. Fucking parasitic... individual that drains value wherever they go and provides nothing. Derived from PepsiCo's rich packaging legacy. Okay. Revitalizes the essence of PepsiCo and creating an iconic shape for the brand. Brother, it's just a plastic bottle. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, then we have the geometry. Let me scroll down to where I was, which is the... Okay, this logo. Towards innovation, projecting Pepsi's future. Sounds like a high schooler just trying to make up something to get paid. Yeah, basically. This is some school project tier shit. Applying universal laws to establish a blueprint. Okay. Creation of identity, precedence. Artists and architects have proportioned their works to approximate the golden ratio. Okay, this is an actual design principle, yeah. Especially in the form of the golden rectangle, in which the ratio of the longer side to the shorter side is the golden ratio. They believe this proportion to be universally and aesthetically pleasing. The golden ratio plays an essential role in human perception of beauty. Okay. This is actually grounded in design principles. I'm imagining those two guys and the boys who propose every ridiculous hyper-corporatized idea wrote this. Either that or they were really drunk. Yeah, basically. Again, art imitates life. Those two guys are a very over the top, but nonetheless accurate caricature of what marketing and marketing people and consultants are like in real life. Yeah, or both. It's possible you can both of those things could be true. This person's making more money than I can ever dream. Yeah, unfortunately. Sell your soul, you get a shit ton of money in return. Height and width of the Parthenon is proportioned to yield a golden rectangle. Leonardo da Vinci studied the proportion of the human face and applied his findings in the Mona Lisa painting. That is true. Da Vinci was also a mathematician, I think. Or was at least well educated in many different facets. Book format and page layouts are based on the golden proportion. The diameter of the Nautilus shell increases proportionally with the golden ratio. Another fucking spelling error. Golden ration? Golden ratio, dumbass. This picture kind of looks like schizo posting. Funnily enough, this is like the least schizo post part of this whole document, where it's like, yeah, we want to design a logo that basically adheres to the golden ratio. Here's a bunch of other famous things that adhere to the golden ratio and are aesthetically pleasing. To explain to a bunch of retarded, like, corporate board executives why you should do this. Starts with a square. Oh, this is the part. I imagine this is the part where it gets unhinged. Okay, the golden ratio starts with a square. The Pepsi ratio? Okay, we have entered schizopost territory. Starts with a circle. Draw a circle with diameter d equals a. Golden ratio, you mean like JoJo Part 7? Don't spoil it. I haven't read that one, and I intend to wait until it's like gets made into an anime or something. Find its center, draw two same-size circles with diameter equals d equals 0.5a. Okay, yeah. Rotate the center line 45 degrees. Uh-huh. Copy one of the inner circles. So so this is how you create the golden ratio, beginning with a square. And so now... What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold up. I blinked and I missed it. Copy one of the smaller circles, place its center on the intersection of the larger circle and the rotated center line. Okay, so circle down there. Draw a circle that lies within the larger one. Its diameter is such that it touches all three circles in exactly and only in one point. I told you it was fucking awesome. Yeah, you were right. Hold up. Let me read this shit. I need to... I don't know what they were cooking. Okay. Rotate the... What? Wait, what is going on? This is getting more insane the more I read. You were right. That Reddit post was right. Touches all three circles in exactly and only in one point. What? Like... Wait. Within the larger one. Which larger one? This one? Okay, yeah, I guess. Rotate the center line by 56 degrees? What? 50? That's so specific. Place the smallest circle with its center on the intersection of the largest circle and the rotated center line. Oh, no. That's how they did that. The Pepsi brand is created by intersecting circles with a set proportion to each other. The coordinates are marked X. The Pepsi ratio is created by two simple circles that are in a set ratio to each other, the golden ratio. The Pepsi ratio is aesthetic geometry. This looks like just Pac-Man, but you're looking at him from an angle. What the fuck? Okay. This looks so much more schizo than the fucking square next to it. Okay, square. Uh-huh. You do that. Then you have a triangle. You kind of create this arc. Uh-huh. Keep reading? Okay, I will. There's the golden ratio there. Scales and dynamic relationships. What are they doing? Golden geometry of aesthetics, proportion. The golden ratio establishes a proportion of one part A relative to another B. Playing by these rules produces an aestheticism. I think this is just a misspelling of aestheticism. Again, failed middle school English. that is universally accepted to be in balance and harmony. The fuck? He's talking like fucking Tao or some shit? The Pepsi aesthetic respects these rules. The brand identity can be derived from two circles that have a set relation to each other. What? I can't tell. No, this is definitely... They burnt down the whole kitchen for this. I don't... You have the squares and then you have the circles. Yeah, what if we did the golden ratio but with like circles? And that now you have... Oh, so this wait, this is the real Pepsi logo right here. This got the... You can see it in there? And they did this shit. Okay. What? What is this? Wait, how do you get... Okay. The Pepsi glow... What? Pepsi energy fields? What is going on? Dynamic forces. Okay. Earth's dynamo. I don't know how to pronounce. I assume it's dynamo. It keeps getting better, I told you? Yeah. Okay. From the perspective of some of the funniest shit I've ever seen, they were cooking. From the perspective of making a good logo, they were not cooking. A naturally occurring electric generator in fluid motion generates and sustains the Earth's magnetic field. The Pepsi globe. Magnetic fields exert forces on inner and outer surfaces of the Earth. Pepsi energy fields. Symmetrical energy fields are in balance. What the fuck? What is this? Magnetic dynamics. Magnetic field, fucking typo, again, go back to middle school, are impacted by sun radiation. I'm gonna lose it, dude. This guy needs to go back to fucking middle school English before he gives me a goddamn Pepsi lore lesson. Solar radiation, magnetic fields, and wind motion. The Pepsi globe dynamic. Emotive forces shape the gestalt of the brand identity. What is he cooking? What are they cooking? I have no idea. What is this? Now there's emojis? What the fuck? This is some shit that I expect to see in like a horror movie where the Pepsi logo attacks you. What? Multiple perspectives. You're looking at this circle from different angles. And now you... One identity, multiple emotions. What the fuck is being conveyed here? Haha, it kind of... Dude, you're right, Cryoraptor. I was literally going to say that. This is like somebody smoked a fat joint and this is what they came up with. What the fuck? You got emojis and like, haha, look, the Pepsi logo. It's like the emojis. The new... Okay, it's all the faces again. Dude? What the fuck? What is happening? Creation of identity. A multi-dimensionalized brand? Motion transforms 2D to 3D. 2D circle to 3D sphere. What? Dimensionalized through motion. Somehow the fact that it's titled Breathtaking is the funniest part to me. Breathtaking. We fucking smoke too much. Pepsi-induced psychosis. I am gonna have fucking Pepsi psychosis after this. I can't even drink Pepsi because I'm allergic to caffeine. What the fuck is going on? Dimensionalized through motion. The fuck? What does this mean? This doesn't... turn into this, right? Yeah, no, wait. What are they? This image doesn't lead to this. These are, I don't get it, dude. Color theory. Okay. Objective color, subjective emotion. Each color on the color wheel is associated with a subjective psychic and emotional value. Breathtaking color palette. The breathtaking color palette is derived using a scientific method of color assignment based on the product's essence and primary features. Essence is not a scientific... Okay. You could just say based on, like, psychological associations drawn between certain colors and whatever the fuck. Cool Pepsi. Cool Fresh Pepsi Max. Isn't this the one that, like, failed? Like Pepsi Max? Isn't it the one they tried to introduce this and it was like flopped? Energetic balanced caffeine free Pepsi? The fuck? Cool, rich, fresh. Diet Pepsi is just gray. Pepsi Max is the most popular one? I didn't know that. It was another one? Oh, am I thinking of like New Coke or something? Oh, I know New Coke just fucking flopped. Am I thinking of a different kind of Pepsi? Cool, light, fresh, caffeine-free diet Pepsi. Okay. So we got, I don't know why this one is yellow, but like I guess these other colors kind of make sense. Excuse me? Gravitational pull. Attraction theory. The Pepsi proposition. What? Blue Pepsi or something that was a massive L? Okay. Establishment of a gravitational pull to shift from a transactional experience to an invitational expression. What did they mean by this? What? There's Pepsi cans. Like, wait, this is just a shitpost. Look at this. Haha, you see, there's Pepsi here, and the straight line goes to the end of the aisle, but you see the gravitational influence of the Pepsi will draw the customer towards the Pepsi. What the fuck? Typical light path. Okay, typical shopping aisle? I'm gonna lose it, dude. Light path with gravitational pull. Yeah, okay. Gravitational lensing. Yeah. Gravitational pull of Pepsi. I don't... Wait, he's entering the... I'm actually cracking up, dude. He's fucking... I was not ready for this. He's entering the fucking Pepsi gyroscope. What is it? Is there... This reminds me of the fucking... is it that gyroscope or something that pilots train in? If you're a pilot in training in the Air Force, right? Like, you step inside of the orb and they fucking spin you around. Is he gonna get inside the Pepsi orb and be fucking rotated into another dimension or shit? I mean, like, based on what they've been talking about. Right? Holy shit. I swear, this shit just... They need to just submit this to The Onion without comment. And then, like, run it on YouTube. 10 squadrillion views. The Pepsi universe. What? the universe expands exponentially with f of x is equal to e to the x. Okay, yeah. 1 light year equals 671 million miles per hour. Okay, now we're introducing fucking cosmological equations. The Pepsi orbits dimensionalize exponentially? X equals 1 light year. Okay, Pepsi planet. X equals 2 light year. Pepsi galaxy. Okay. I need water. Yeah, somebody fucking get the straitjacket ready. I'm not gonna be fit to enter society by the time I'm done with this. X equals 8 light year. Okay. Pepsi universe. Uh-huh. That's it. They just end on that. Yeah, is this a fucking SCP? What is this? Pepsi Planet. What does this mean? What did they mean by this? Planet, and then this says 1 light year? Taking into account this is from 2008, some Pepsi designers have said this document has gotten longer and worse. Can I see the longer, worse version, please? Yeah, SCP that makes you more insane the more you read it. Please, do you know if I could, if the like the worst public version, like is the worst version is like publicly available? I need that shit. I need it. I need it. I'm addicted to the fucking SCP that makes you crash out and die laughing. What is this? You start up here. Imagine someone gets a consultancy job at Pepsi just to see the extended version. Dude, okay, legitimately, I'm considering fucking like give me the fucking Pepsi consulting job. I need to see how bad this document is. I need to see that shit. We started talking about, okay, so some corpo bullshit. We started with like, okay, this is what Pepsi looked like in 1910 and then in 1970. What will it look like in 2009? Here's some well, I'll be real, it's kind of insane the whole way through, but like here, okay, look, here's some basic design principles that were applied to the early Pepsi logos, right? So it's like you can still recognize that these are the same logo. And then over time, this is how it became like the ball with the swish and the thing. And then down here, they're talking about fucking Pepsi gravity theory. What the fuck? The Pepsi Fibonacci sequence? Pepsi gravity? Pepsi lensing of the light rays? The customer on the aisle? The Pepsi gyroscope sphere thing? Pepsi orbits? What is this? I don't know what to do with this information. I guess I don't know. Look. God, this is funny. Somebody got paid millions of dollars to do this shit. Somebody got paid millions to like smoke weed or like more likely, I don't know, crack, shrooms, some shit. You have to be on some kind of trip to come up with like half the shit that's in this document. And then they submitted it to Pepsi and they actually went for it. Like, this is the new Pepsi logo. This is the logo now. The fucking executives saw this and they were like, yes, this is what I want actually. What the fuck? Incomprehensible. Thank you. Have a nice day. This just shows how capitalism eats your mind away, tries to sell you something new. Yeah, like, okay. The fact that this drove like an entire branding shift is indicative of how vampiric the engine of capitalism is. But then it's also like, for some reason, it's just profoundly funny. Like, what? This belongs in a parody. It's beautiful. This belongs in a museum of satire, but it's not satire. Somebody made this in earnest. They published this to a room of corporate executives, and they changed the entire image of a company around it to like a worse version. This is unironically, if you put the original logo here, this is a way cooler logo if you just have a bunch of small Pepsi logos in like an atomic kind of symbol than fucking this shit. Maybe the real SCP is capitalism. Maybe that's the lesson I need to be taking from this. This reminds me of the monarchs of the past believing in stupid stuff. Yeah, it is actually reminiscent of You know how like fucking petrostate monarchs and whatever will commission these grand projects or whatever, by which they actually mean have somebody make like a 3D render of a futuristic city playground looking thing. They present it to them and then they're like, beautiful, this is great, we must do this for our country, and then invest billions of dollars into those consultants that came up with it, and then like don't pay attention to the project again because they're just, you know, petrostate monarchs and despots over like a wasteland where there's no real civil society. This is like on the same tier as that shit, but it's like happening to a company that owns real things, or that like it's happening in a way that influences real production in a way. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? That like consultants are just on one, and they're like they're finding objectively creative ways to provide nothing of value to the world. That's probably the best way I can explain this. This is the most hilarious, inventive, creative, SCP-esque way that you can contribute nothing to society. This is like if USSR futurists got corrupted by greed. Yeah, basically. This is art, honestly. But also I feel like what this is advocating for, right? The end result of this is nothing being added to society. However, this itself I would consider a worthwhile, this document is a worthwhile addition to society, not the thing that this document resulted in. Does this make sense? This is the destruction of information? Probably. All right, that's it. Look, I don't know what even to title this segment or how to end it. I feel like I've crashed out over the fucking Pepsi Cola SCP, lock that shit up in the foundation. I've been on this bender for long enough. End the segment there. This is going on YouTube. It's too fucking funny. Thanks for watching, and support the channel if you would be so kind.